who are on their way to college from urban schools did research on what they thought were the key elements to preventing academic success in high school. The 3 topics that they chose were drugs, peer pressure, and gangs. Now, of course, they had their opinions pre-research, but we made sure that they understood that they had to do research to support or disprove their opinions. After they did that research, they came out, and we brought some 8th grade students here at Audubon Middle School to have open discussions on those 3 topics that we named.
And if you have $5, $10, that's a blunt right there, you know. And it's like you're gonna go to class high, and then you're gonna get caught up. Because the teacher's because you're gonna think everything's hilarious, you know, you're gonna be acting stupid in class, and the teacher's gonna send you out. Yo, you have a question? I'm sorry.
Do you have experience?
Yeah, I have experiences. That's what I'm ashamed of, you know? I have done weed, I have smoked weed before. And to tell you the truth, it was not an experience that I liked at all.
The obstacles that the Kappa Leaguers identified in their research were drugs, gang violence, and peer pressure. What we're finding is that many of these young people have begun to experience the same things in middle school. So we're validating much of the research that was done, and today beginning to share role models for these young people to emulate as they move forward from middle school to high school.
If you don't get good grades in 9th grade, it could drop your GPA, which can jeopardize free money for school. I learned that, and thankfully I got really good grades my 9th grade year.
All right, I have a question. Has anybody been the victim of racial profiling? And Micah, how have you combated that? Like, what was your solution to that?
I can't remember the instance perfectly clear, but I remember what I think I did was just kind of ignored just the profiling in itself. I didn't let it affect me.
Was it a police officer?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Anybody else want to share their experience with racial profiling?
One time I was walking down the street, and I was walking on Slauson and Crenshaw because that's the area I live in, and the policeman pulled me over. Well, not pulled me over, but he told me to get against the gate. I had no idea why, but how I dealt with it is I try to make myself look as unsuspicious as possible, you know, not try to, like, make myself look like I'm part of a gang. Or
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel kind of like the same as everybody else. Like, I'm no different than all these other dudes out here doing stuff that they're not supposed to do, you know.
Okay.
The wrong way of dealing with the 3 issues that the young men were dealing with and addressing it as a parent, the wrong way is to assume that your children know right from wrong. Let me rephrase that. Your children know right from wrong, but to assume that your children are going to always choose right, you have to question.
I'm gonna open it up. What else can you be addicted to?
Video games.
Video games, sex. Who said sex? Okay. All right. What else? What else can you be addicted to? Yes, sir.
Violence.
Violence. Okay. Pornography. What else? Food.
Sport.
Okay. So overindulging in anything, it can be an addiction, right?
Like if you're like at a party or something and you're hanging with your friends or whatever and they're smoking weed, you've never done it before in your life and you want to be like everyone else, but you know you're not supposed to do it.
I have a question, if you allow me. Raise your hand if you know somebody who is in a gang. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. All right. Is that person in your family? Keep your hands up if that person is in your family.
Includes cousins and close relatives. This afternoon and this morning, we've been listening to the young men that we've mentored share their experience on specific topical issues that they've researched and explain to these middle school students what their obstacles that may befall them are, how they should prepare themselves to overcome those obstacles.
How do you deal with a person that's in a gang in your family? Yes, sir. Go ahead. Speak up for me, please.
By you avoiding that person, you could, if you know that that's your mom or your dad, you can either, if you know that's going to be a problem for you, you can address the situation by either living with one of your other family members.
Do you live with another one of your family members?
No.
So you live in the house with someone that's in a gang?
No. I'm just
Okay.
giving a solution.
You're just giving a solution. Okay, that's good.
The goal was that the students would be able to have open discussions on each topic. And then there was a culminating session in the dining hall where each group, when I say group, each of the leaders, the high school students, got to talk about what they talked about at each session.
Fernando, I want you to tell me something you learned. Be real loud, because I know you're a little quiet, Fernando.
I learned something about the gangs, about racial profiling, that the police are more likely to approach someone of African American descent or Latino descent than approach someone of Caucasian descent. So I found that pretty interesting.
I don't want you to be successful. I need you to be successful. Because in 10 years, if you don't have a job, if you haven't graduated college or had some kind of training where you can support yourself, that street out there won't look the same.
Give Dr. Ivy a hand.
How do you prepare for the fact that you are going to be inconvenient as a parent to help promote your child's success? You're going to go to work if you're working. You're going to do whatever you have to do to maintain that house. And when you come home after you think you have done all that you need to do, there's more to do.
I think that was great to see my son watch the high school students talk to them, because he's going to be in high school really soon. So they're like his peers, and watching them talk to him and giving him knowledge, I think that's a great example.
The students were given the opportunity to express themselves, and quite a number of them I teach, and I do not have them express themselves so fluently as they did today, so I think it was wonderful.